Hey everyone, it's X-Playman. I've wanted to do this video for a while now about attachments introduced in Operation Black Dawn and their effect on recoil. They introduced this helpful graph on the top right to tell you each attachment's effect on recoil, damage, and weight. But what does that actually mean in game? We already know that more weight means that your stamina drains faster, but I wanted to dive a bit deeper into the recoil and damage. For this video, we're only going to use the kyanite because it's the only full auto weapon with every muzzle attachment available for it. Okay, it's the only weapon worth using with every muzzle attachment available for it. And we're trying to highlight the attachments, not the gun. If you want to see how full auto recoil works per gun, you can check out my video on that. First, let's look at the recoil. So this is how it starts, the naked kyanite with nothing attached to it. And you can see this is pretty much just like the first test we did on full auto recoil. Right at about the first line just outside of the solid white circle is where the third bullet hits. And the reason I like the third bullet so much is because when you see some people play, they typically will go ahead and try to use their guns like it's a burst fire and then let go of it. Of course, as we've shown in the past, you're just better off letting it rip and controlling the mouse with your hand. But a lot of people like to do this burst fire thing, especially at the longer ranges, so this is why I like the third bullet. Alright, so now we're getting into it with the attachments, and you'll see that we'll start with the suppressor first and find that it's only slightly better. I mean, the third bullet is just below that line that we saw previously, and on top of that, when you saw the first image where the shot was from center, we actually got 8 bullets within for the center and the head. And if you go to this image now with the suppressor, you'll see that we actually got 9 bullets in. So there is a difference with recoil, but it's just a slight one. So now this is where we first see a significant difference in the pattern. We know that the suppressor is quieter, and the flash hider removes the muzzle flash, but is there a difference in the first few shots that matter when compared to the suppressor? Not really. However, the recoil is a bit tighter, as you may notice that the 9th shot comes in a bit lower than the suppressor. So your choice here is really between quiet and dark. The Compensator is clearly the most straight shooting attachment. The recoil doesn't break the linear path until the 5th bullet, with the 6th bullet coming back in alignment. Not only that, but from the center to head, you'll get 10 shots in. This is on full auto, mind you. Can you imagine what you can do refiring after a half dozen shots? Most competitive players know this already. But if you ever thought that attachments only have a slight modification, look at this comparison to see what they know. And maybe you are a competitive player who just knew that one attachment worked better for you than another, but are now getting to see exactly why. So here are your choices: naked, quiet, darker, or super laser beam accurate AF. So I promised you a damage comparison, and here it is. This is comparing shots to the upper and lower chest. Generally, shots anywhere else are worse, except for headshots with any weapon, regardless of attachment being a one-shot kill. Doing a bit of quick math, you'll see that a center mass shot to the chest with a kyanite can take down an enemy in 4 to 5 shots. I say 4 to 5 because you have to remember that attackers have 10 armor on top of their 100 hit points. Defenders can only get the additional 35 armor by selecting the medium armor utility, which only protects the chest. So that is a whole different thing to consider. Generally speaking, any gun fired at an attacker will require 1 additional bullet when fired center mass compared to a defender. So with a suppressed MAC-10, you'll need 9 shots to take down your target. Compare that to the 7 shots if you were using it naked. I recorded me doing all of these damage tests nearly 2 months ago, but that was putting me to sleep just editing it. You just want the numbers, and they are seen better on a table. So I've linked Ari's damage table he did a while back in the video description below. It has the damage for every body part, upper, middle, and lower, with the only exclusion being headshots, because as I stated before, any weapon is a one-shot when shot at the head. That's it for this video. I'm interested in doing more like this with the new weapons, muzzles, and now foregrips coming in Operation Magna this August. Let me know what you guys thought about this stuff. Maybe you liked it, maybe you found it useful. Just drop a line in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you liked it. You can also check me out on Twitch, where I stream a lot of Zero Hour on there. Catch you next time.